Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, and welcome to our Album of the Decade series where we are going year by year, talking about what was big in music that year, picking our top 10 albums, narrowing it down to top 3, and those albums will go into the meat grinder, which is essentially a giant elimination style bracket where only one album will come out as Album of the Decade. Today we are talking about 1991. On the panel today we have Tim.
That's me.
Joe. Bill.
Somehow I haven't gotten kicked out yet.
And myself, Jason. Quick little housekeeping. If you've been following along, you'll notice we are missing Colquitt, who was here for 1990. He had to drop out of the show for personal reasons, and we wish him all the best. Hopefully he will return at some point, even if it's just here and there. Saying that, though, Bill, this is your one chance to either inherit Colquitt's 1990 picks or to swap them out. And scrolling over here, this is from 1990, a little recap. These are the albums that made it into the grinder. So you got Depeche Mode, you got Slayer, and you got They Might Be Giants.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think... God, it's a tough one. So I'm going to stick with Depeche Mode and Slayer. There Might Be Giants. Here's the thing with that one. Like, I know There Might Be Giants, but outside of Istanbul, I don't know much about them. So, in, full force of anarchy here, why don't we stick, some Garth Brooks, No Fences up there and give them another pass into that meat grinder.
I hope Colquitt doesn't continue watching these, because that's just that is a slap in the face. You gave Garth Brooks.
I kept two. Thing is, I know this Garth Brooks album. I listened to it a lot growing up. I know I can defend that album. I don't know what I can do with There Might Be Giants.
I mean, it's your picks. Real quick though, I'm gonna hop over.
I think it's fair.
So
we'll see how it fares in the grinder.
Slayer got a bye because of two picks. Sonic Youth Goo got a bye, and now Garth Brooks has got a bye. So,
and we're only 1 year in.
We are only 1 year in. Now it is time to talk 1991. The music landscape. I was 11, so I didn't know shit.
I wasn't born, so I really didn't know anything.
And I was that magical age of 12 where I suddenly knew everything.
So 1991, the year of Beauty and the Beast, the year of Needful Things by Stephen King and The Dark Towers, The Wastelands. Shout out Stephen King. Hit us up on X. Let us know your thoughts on Donald Trump.
I want to know Stephen King's favorite album from 1991.
Yeah, let us know, Stephen King. What's your favorite album from 1991? All right, Joe, why don't you...
I was the ripe old age of 8 years old, so I didn't know anything. That was kind of my 91 experience. I had really no idea what was going on. Obviously, we knew Ninja Turtles and things of that nature, but when it comes to a lot of music, like 1990, we were pretty far off of what was cool, what was happening, as they say.
I mean, I remember. So Spin Doctors. I was listening to this record around that time.
People are still very much glued into the whole MTV scene and your local top 40 radio scene. Classic rock at that point is still just very much 50s and 60s. Starting to sprinkle the 70s in.
Oh yeah.
It was a wild time. It was a pretty magical year for me. I feel pretty lucky that I got blessed with a year like 91. As I've mentioned in some of the other videos, if you haven't watched our Def Leppard video, definitely watch that. But I was totally just a glam kid because that's what I heard on the radio and saw on TV. And that's what I was exposed to, and it was fun. And I actually got my first drum set in January of 1991. So, so that was a big moment for me as far as opening my eyes and hearing music differently. And so, yeah, I enter the year very much a 12-year-old kid still into Ninja Turtles and whatever I'm hearing on the radio. And by the end of the year, I'm transitioning with the rest of the world into what will become 92 and the alternate explosion of the underground where, I don't know, 50 different genres were created every other album. So it was a wonderful time to be alive, and we've talked about it on this show since episode 1. There is a magical period of albums released in about a 6 8 week 6 to 8 week period of 1991 where like every album was just the best album you've ever heard. So
no spoilers. I just want to say, if you're looking at our albums on the screen right now and you're confused if you haven't watched 1990 and why there's like some big key albums missing here, because they're probably in our top 10s. This is just albums that didn't make our top 10 that were popular in 1991 disc.
The Robin Hood Prince of Thieves movie soundtrack, I remember highly. My oldest friend, his mom was huge. I mean, we all love Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, right? But his mom was huge into Kevin Costner, so we definitely had the soundtrack somewhere around.
I think all moms were into Kevin Costner.
Yeah, we're fresh off Dances with Wolves.
I remember Dances with Wolves.
Postman.
Oh yeah,
that one came later, I think, right?
Yeah, it was a bit later, but that's what I first remember Kevin Costner from.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so looking at 91, you got we got some Rico Suave one-hit wonders here. We got your Jesus Jones. What was that song?
Right Here, Right Now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
yeah.
Was a one-hit wonder. You got some Van Halen.
Yeah. I mean, Right Now was going to be one of the biggest songs of the year.
Which, it was for Crystal Pepsi. And
everywhere, yeah.
I fucking love Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi.
Bring that shit
Crystal
back.
Pepsi, yep.
I would buy it by the...
Jolt Cola.
Didn't they try to do Crystal Pepsi again? Or was that Clear Pepsi?
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought they tried to bring it back for a moment, and
they brought Zima back.
Tasted weird? Oh, yeah.
Well, it never tasted proper to begin with.
Yes, it did. I love Crystal Pepsi. Stand by it.
1991, we also got to point out that Saturday Night Live was still really good. And this is when a lot of movies started coming out that were Saturday Night Live based, starting with Wayne's World.
Excellent.
Yeah. 1991 also, I know it's the year that punk broke.
It is,
but it's the year that it's also the year that hair metal killed itself. The year starts off with Steve Clark from Def Leppard passing away. And again, if you've watched our Def Leppard video, you know it goes way downhill from there. Mm-hmm. Because Mutt Lange was working on that Robin Hood Prince of Thieves soundtrack. But that's a whole nother topic.
That'll be a whole nother video a couple of years from now.
Cowboy loved that song.
But yeah, like Wayne's World was out. Alice Cooper put out Hey Stupid that year. That was his big comeback album for the new kids. And I bought it. It was great.
Michael Jackson's the big one, though. That's
follow up to Bad, right?
Which we haven't covered Michael Jackson yet, but Dangerous is probably one of my top. It's in the top 3. Like I love that record. That's a great record.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, at the time I would have been listening to Motley Crue was still really big. They put out Decade of Decadence in 91, which was essentially their first greatest hits compilation, and still their best. I listened to that a lot in 91. I was also listening to a lot of the top 40 rock at the time was like Skid Row put out Slave to the Grind in 91. It holds the distinction for being the first hard rock or heavy metal album to debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200 after the SoundScan, which SoundScan started in 91. That completely changed and revolutionized the way album sales were reported. And an album that we haven't talked about yet, but an album that came out right after, so it has still the best-selling album in the SoundScan era. Came out in 91. The best-selling album of the year was that Mariah Carey album. That's her debut album. She was also married to the company president, so I don't know if that helped her at all.
I don't know. She's pretty talented, though.
Yeah, she might have got a leg up, but she does well on her own there.
Yeah, exactly. But, I'm just saying, doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And
this
then,
was my first real year of MTV.
Okay.
So this is the first year I remember us having cable and having MTV.
So then you definitely saw some rock set videos.
Mm-hmm.
You saw some, unbelievable.
Yes. Right. Was that EMF?
Yep, EMF.
Yeah.
You saw
some Buffalo Stance.
You down with OPP?
You know me.
I like Naughty by Nature, though. They were good, too.
So, and what I remember of being young when MTV is you basically saw the same videos over and over and over again. It wasn't like it was like worse than listening to the radio, because the radio, at least every once in a while you'd hear something different. On MTV, after you've watched it for 2 or 3 days, it was like you've seen everything.
Oh, that's sure.
Right. That's why you do. That's when we all learned to you had to start watching at 10 p.m. because that's when they play all the videos they couldn't play in the day.
Yeah. You watch in the daytime, and that's why I have a disdain for Meatloaf. Is because of that Bat Out of Hell. I would do anything for love video.
I would do anything for love. Oh my God.
It's the greatest 9 minutes and 40 seconds you can ever listen to.
Yeah, which is great, except they played it every 30 minutes. So,
You had 21 minutes or 20 minutes and some change of other stuff.
And you tried to escape it. You go to VH1 and it was playing there too.
But yeah, 1991 is also the first year I got to go to a big rock concert without parents. So that was pretty cool. It'd still be a couple years before I could go to another one, but man. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey came out. We got to talk about that soundtrack. That soundtrack is fantastic. It's got Steve Vai, who did all the guitar stuff in the movie as well. It's got Primus. It's got Megadeth. It's got Faith No More. Fantastic soundtrack. It's got a couple crappy things too. I think Slaughter is on there, but you could skip that.
And now one of the big ones missing here from the landscape is I don't see any Brooks and Dunn running around here.
Look.
Well, maybe it made my list. Maybe it made a list.
Maybe it made a list.
Maybe it's on a list.
Maybe it made a list.
But if it's
Brand
not,
new man.
I'm going to tell you this. The person who does our researchers for this don't research country. So if we need a country expert historian to help research Brooks and Dunn.
There's an opening on the research team.
Yeah, there's an opening on the research team. This is the best I could pull. Our researcher could pull up.
Here's the thing. You said that Brooks and Dunn album. Fucking Neon Moon still played at every fucking bar. I feel like every night.
Amen.
That's, I guess.
I wouldn't know. Trust me. It's played every night.
That's right.
It gives you something to talk about, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Talk about love.
Feel like a brand new man after
That's
it.
right.
Temple of the Dog, man. That was a...
The Temple of the Dog came out. Yeah,
that
was
another video MTV wore the fuck out. Was that Hunger Strike video.
And that is Eddie Vedder's first professional recording. Came out before 10.
Yep.
Yeah, still some great songs on there.
Oh yeah.
Do any of y'all giggle anytime you read Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch on the inside? Because I do. I just giggle on the inside every time I read them.
Oh, yes. So I was thinking about good old Marky Mark today, and I have a question for the panel.
Ooh.
Is Marky Mark the discount Vanilla Ice, or are they equal except like polar opposite career paths? Because they did the exact same things.
I'm going to say he's a copycat because we already talked about To the Extreme in the 1990 video. Marky Mark
And
just
Cool
trying
as
to
Ice
cash
came out
in.
before Boogie Nights, right? Oh, I got a joke too. Okay. Who knows what's worse than a Nepo baby?
What?
A Nepo bro?
Okay.
Okay.
Marky Mark,
heard-
of course, being the younger brother of one of the members of New Kids on the Block.
Who are back,
Who are still
apparently.
Yeah,
one of
they're
the
back
biggest
now.
pop
We need to
stars
review
at
their
the
new
time.
record.
I think I agree with the I think he might be the latter. I think they might be the same person, just on opposite ends of a spectrum.
Yeah.
If Queen had not gotten involved with Vanilla Ice's career, we could all be talking about Rob Van Winkle in a whole new light.
Uh-huh.
And Marky Mark could have done the new metal album.
But fate is a cruel
But we
mistress.
don't need to.
Just
I
feed
want
the
it.
fishes with that little food for thought.
Now I want the Marky Mark new metal album just for laughs.
Hey, you want
Well,
to
it was
come back?
called
We'll do Vanilla
Rockstar,
Ice.
and it was terrible.
Cowboy bought that new metal Vanilla Ice record. I remember that. It's awful.
Shout out Cowboy. If he still has it, I want a copy.
We love you, Cowboy.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, 91. I mean, I'm ready to dig into the album picks here.
Sure. Do you want me to read my honorable mentions that I highly recommend on this episode or the next?
The next.
Okay.
All right.
This is just the year us
In
bullshitting
review.
about the music.
And me
It was
being quiet
magical
because I
year
wasn't
and-
alive.
Yeah. It's a magical year, and music was. This was probably the last time music was ever this good.
This is the shift from. We're entering a new decade with 91.
Oh, we are.
1990 was kind of more of the same, kind of confusion bubbling up under. This is it busting straight through.
Yeah, there's
It's the
some
year the
holdouts.
punk broke.
It is. I love that fucking movie.
That's a great movie
I love
for
that
sure.
movie. I do want to give a shout out to Boys to Men, Cooley High Harmony. That's their best record. Sorry, all you Into the Roaders out there, but
Come on now.
Cooley High is where it's at.
Look, I remember dancing arm length apart to the end of the road.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I would have gone to my 7th grade dance in 1991.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember when Motown Philly was back again.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know we were dancing to that Bryan Adams song.
Oh,
Oh, God,
hate that
unfortunately.
song.
Unfortunately.
If they weren't
And then-
if they weren't playing that Meatloaf video, they were playing that damn Bryan Adams video.
And then for some reason they were also playing Push It and Pour Some Sugar on Me. I don't know. But
Salt and Pepper's Push It.
yeah.
That
Go
wasn't
check out our
90
duffel.
That's not 91.
I mean,
right?
you know, at least at my 7th grade they were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's coming up because we'll definitely talk about some Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, if they're not playing it at the dance, they're playing it at the skating rink.
Yeah, they still
100%.
play that one. All right, well, we'll just wrap this up so we can talk about some records. Some good.
Oh
albums.
yeah.
I got my stack here of my picks.
I got some of mine.
I got a cell phone.
A loser.
Ooh, I saw that REM. Spoiler.
Spoiler.
All right.
Oh.
Be safe. Make good decisions.
And seriously, listen to music from 1991.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for watching. We have a blast doing this, and hope you had one as well. If you like this content, please give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Really helps us grow and to reach our goal of 690 subscribers. You can also come hang out with us on Facebook and Discord in the links below.